Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim. Today is Monday the 17th of August and I am going to be doing a tutorial series on how my sewing machine works. I have the classic style quilt number 2027. The book also works with the expression 2028. My daughter has the fashion style, classic style fashion. She has the 2023, and I think both a couple bits the book is more or less the same, so it will work with a lot of, so this I think I'm going to do should work with the classic style sewing machines. So on this one I'm going to show what comes in with the machine. So I took out my, so just get rid of some thread. So this is my box pulls out and it's a front loading bobbin, and this button here is for dropping the feed docks. So that is my bobbin case, which I nearly dropped. That is my bobbin. Now my bobbins are like a very, very pale blue, and these are only the ones, these are proper ones from Pfaff, the only ones that will work on this machine. A lot of the cheaper ones I found don't work, so I got mine off eBay. I have a link, I shall actually link in the description on where you can get, and I think it was a pack of 30 and it was about £10, so it was definitely worth having the extra feet. So I won't put the bobbin in, so I should close that back up. Right, so in my machine you come with my manual, you get 2 extra feet as well, which I'll explain. So this machine has the IDT, which is on the back, so it's like a built-in walking foot, and it clicks into the back of one of my feet, which is foot 0. This is the standard presser foot, which I'll take off in a minute, and it will come off with it on, and it will click into spot even with the IDT. And then if you don't want the IDT, it lifts up, but it's actually this little black ball at the back. So this is the 0 presser foot, and it is numbered, so I shall put that one back on there for now. So inside you get, it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it comes with 6 and then 2 extra. So number 1 foot is the fancy stitch foot, and that's with IDT, and it will be say what it is. So any of the stitches you get a stitch, which you can't see very well, it's on the top. So let me just, I did not realise you could not see it if I opened it. There you go. So you can see everything, all the stitches on the top. So you get 41 different stitches, and for me it's enough. And my main ones I use are mainly these ones, but if I need any of the other ones I have them, it's fine. So number 1 is your fancy stitch foot. Number 2 is another fancy stitch foot, but it's without the IDT, so it's plain. So if you've got anything that you want to use it for but you don't need the IDT, you can use that foot, which I don't tend to use this one that often. I tend to use mainly number 1. So number 3 is the blind hem foot and the overlock foot, and then I need to try it out before I show. Someone did some top stitching using this foot, but I haven't tried that yet, so that's one for me to play. And that uses the uses the zigzag foot stitch, and then there's a few other ones that it uses, depending on what you're doing. And then this got, so this little notch at the back is like a little notch for it to sit in. So if you put it in upside down, it will sit, but it won't sit in properly because you know it's in the wrong way. And it sits quite happily in there. Number 4 is my zipper foot with IDT. So the IDT would sit either on the left or the right, and then you got your left side and your right side. One of the extra feet it comes with is the free arm embroidery foot, and it's that way. Yeah, that way around. So that is one of the extra feet it comes with. So if you're doing any freehand quilting or what you want to do, embroidery, you use that. And it will only go in one way. The other foot it comes with, which comes with this one, is, because it's a quilting foot, it comes with a 1/4 inch foot, so you get a 1/8 and you get a 1/4 inch. So you got the markings for both. You also get the edge guide or your quilting guide. So if you're actually, and that sits, there's like a notch at the back of here where it sits. So if you're doing anything where you want to mark it off, it will sit in and it screws into the spot. Right, so number 6 is the bulb remover. So if I turn it on, you get your bulb is in here somewhere. I've never changed this bulb, so it's somewhere around that area, but I've never changed it. I'll leave that turned off for now, and then you can, if you need to clean underneath the plate, it pops out, but I won't do that because I've got my foot in. You get a extra second spool holder which sits up on the top, so if you're doing like twin needle, you can put it there, or for big ones. And then you can actually get a special stand that sits up behind it as well, which I haven't got. You get a seam ripper, you get some different spool caps, you get a little one, a medium sized one, and then a big one. Put them in there. Then my extra feet, I have another 1/4 inch foot. I don't need to show that. I have a Teflon foot for doing like if you are sewing like plastic, or because this is plastic, this one here. Any silky material, any material that is quite sticky, this is great for. So I bought one of them. Then I purchased, can't speak, a piping foot, and it has a groove in the back for the whatever you're piping, it sits next to it, so it uses that foot. Then I picked up an invisible zipper foot, and I needed one of those. One of the ones I hadn't got. And then the other foot I picked up is for doing applique, and is a universal, it has a proper name, I cannot remember what that one's called. We're going to accessories, finder. Classic style quilt, and you can, on their website is really good, you can download the manual. If you like, you don't have a manual with your machine, or you've lost it or whatever, you can download the manual. So, oh, this is the open toe foot. They do two. You can get a 6mm, where this is just a general purpose one, and it's with the IDT. So anything where you want to see, you can actually use it for like zigzag, but it's good for doing like blind stitch and anything you need that one. So that was one of the ones I actually double check it's fit, because that's the universal one. So they are the bits that come with my machine. Right, I'm not going to show on how you thread this machine up today, but I thought I would explain a few other bits. So you're getting, if I switch it on, you've got a button on my left side at the front. So you're getting your panel on the top. Your first button is your width control, so on this one is your length. So if I want to alter where my needle goes, my needle will move 13 different places. So if I wanted to go to my right, I will tap this so it's going across once, and it will go 5, 6, so it will go across 6 times. Now it's telling me that I cannot do the twin needle, but I can actually lock it if I want to, and I can do, the other one is number 30. It will mirror it and it will lock it. So if I want to lock it, now it's locked. So it's telling me, and then if I want to unlock it, I can unlock it. So if I lock it, and if I touch anything, or one of my grandchildren up here, they cannot play. But if I turn my machine off and turn it back on, that unlocks it and it will reset. So my machine will only stay locked when it's on. To do your stitch length, so if I want to make a stitch longer, it is this button. So at the moment it's on 2.5. I can actually make it short, or I can make it as wide as I want. I think it goes up to 6. Yep, mine goes up to 6, and it will go down to 0. And if I want to put it back up to its normal, I just press number 1. That will put it back. Number 3 is your balance and your stitch density. And on number 1 it doesn't work, but if I put it on number, let's find what it does it with. No. So there you go. So number 7, which is number 7 is, so this is one of your overlock stitches. So if I want to alter the density, so I can alter how long your stitch will be. So if I want it shorter, I can make it shorter. That's how wide it will be. So the needle is already in one spot, but it's not going to move. That alters this is for not the needle. But if I want to make it slightly more denser, or I can alter the balance and it will alter it this way. And to put it back, it's just put it back to normal. I just play with it and just stick it back. So that's what that one does. But and then you cannot use the twin needle. So it comes with, if I close it, you get your carrying handle on the top. Your wheel is here, so if you actually, if I put it back on 1, if I want to put my needle down, I can do it 2 ways. I can actually, I just put, there's no thread in it at the moment. So my handle is on the side. I have 2 spots. If I'm doing freehand embroidery, this is like a special connection, so it will sit there and it will make so that you can move around, or put it all the way down, and it knows it's in that position as well. So at the moment I've actually put it down, so if I want to put my hand needle down, I can either do that, that's telling me it's down. But the other way I can do mine, I can actually use my foot. So if I want to bring my foot back up, my needle back up, so I can bring it up. If I want to bring it down, I just tap it and it will do it for you. So that's what one of the things I do like about that, and you get used to actually having it on there. So then number 6 is the, you've got your, for your stitches up here, it is all down on this, or you can use this button. I don't tend to use this that often. Occasionally I will, but not very often. Normally I just tend to use this. So say I want number 37, you can either go across and it will do it that way. You can do that, or you can actually tap a 3 and a 7, 3, 7, and then it's going to give you the different things it's got. So 37 does not use twin needle. You can alter your stitch length, your width, and then you can alter your either the density or the balance on different stitches. So that is number 37, so it's one of the fancy stitches, and that uses button presser foot 0. So for my wires for my foot and my plug they're actually on my left side next to where my on and off switch is. So my master switch is number 10. Master switch. Oh, it's basically your on and off button, which is next to it. I didn't realise it was called the master switch. Your base plate is here. So to take my base plate off, if I take my foot out and I will switch it off. I tend to switch that sort of thing off if I'm taking my base plate off. So to get your base plate off, you need this connection. To take your bulb out, it's actually here, and it's I think it's this bit there. Yeah, it's there. I've never had to replace it yet. So, and it pops up. You're going to pop. Thank you. So if I want to clean with my little brush, which I do keep it clean or as much as possible, so I would actually, and there's no fluff in there at the moment, so it's actually clean. On this machine you don't, it's a self-oiling one, self-lubricated. I've never had to do any. If there's a problem with it, it would actually that's not in properly. No. If it needed servicing, it would go back to my local shop. So that's the plate back in. This comes off, so it's a free arm. I take it off, and I've also got a quilting table for it as well, and I've moved that out of the way. I'll show that in a moment. So I shall put my presser foot back on. Right, so you've got a, this one has the IDT on the back, so I can actually have it on with this foot. It uses it, so it's actually at the back and it clicks into spot. So it's like a walking foot, and it is brilliant, and I have it on literally all the time, bar from if I'm doing like putting in buttonholes. That doesn't use it. And it has an integrated needle threader on it as well. So if you don't have your needle all the way up, it will not work. So yeah, so you got your threading slots. You have two. You have one that lays down and there's one on the top. Your needle tension is here on the side, which I might have to move to show. Right. So my needle tension is there, So the only it's on at the moment, it's on 4. So if I was doing buttonholes, I would bring it down to 3. So that's telling me I'm doing a buttonhole, but at the moment it's sitting at 4, so it's quite happy. Sat there. So my take-up lever is on the side, and it has 2. It's got, and so basically it has like a little slot on one spot, and if it sits in there, that means it's going to actually if I'm doing like freehand embroidery. So anything I need that for. Other than that, you can bring it all the way down. So once it's down, and it depends on what it is, it tends to know, it's like it's got like automatic tension inside it. I've never touched the tension on this one here. I've never touched that. I mean, I have had this machine off. So this machine's got to be about 10 years old, I think. And I've had it 3 years, and I've never touched the tension on the bottom at all. So you get all your charts in your lid, and then also, and the main lid for this is actually a hard base lid, but I actually have a soft one on at the moment because it's easier for me. You get a thread cutter, which is at the back, and on this machine your reverse button is this one here, and there's nothing in there at the moment. Number 32. So if I wanted to take my needle out, it's actually this big button here, and that takes, I'll bring it towards me. Actually, press it. She drops it on the floor. I'll leave it on the floor. So that's my needle comes out. So the other thing I do actually sometimes use, which I did have it, and I want to put it away. I've got I have one of these, and it's got the bit for your needle, and then that is a thread. I tend to use the thread, but the needle part is great. So you would put your needle in. I don't think this one works on mine. Yeah, I've got a better one. I have a one that's longer. This one works on my overlocker, so it won't work on that machine, which I thought it would, but it obviously doesn't. I do have another one I'd have to find. So yes, my presser foot is on the floor, so I should just leave it. So they are all the bits that I have for this machine. So when I do my next video, I will show on how to thread up a spool. So the next one will be to thread up the spool and to thread up the machine. I will be using some Gutman thread. I have some of the cheaper stuff, but I'm just going to use Gutman thread on this particular one. And I shall sort out maybe a slightly dark colour. This one's right, it's a bit light, but I need to sort the lighting out a bit better. I need to have a play. So that is what I'm going to show today, and then the next part I shall show on how to set up the machine to sew. So I shall speak to you later, and I hope that helps. So if anybody's got any questions, please leave them in the comments, and if you are like and subscribe, please do. And I shall speak to you all again on my next tutorial. See you later. Bye.